Okay, this is Miss Raymond. Looks like no one's going to be joining us this afternoon. I'm a little disappointed, but it's the way it is. So what we're going to do, 12th graders, is I'm going to record this lesson and then you're going to fill out a worksheet based on it. You're reading um, The Things They Carried. It's an excellent book. All right, so what we're going to do, let me present this to everyone. All right, I'm going to show you exactly some things here. Before I get into the lesson, however, the actual lesson, I want to show you something about Vietnam. I'm going to show you a map of Vietnam and some artillery that the men carried. So here we are. I don't know if you can all see this. Hopefully you can. Here is a map of Vietnam. I wanted to give you an idea of where it is in relation to the United States. So here we are in North America, the United States of America, and we're here in Pennsylvania up here. Vietnam is all the way down here, okay? It's above Australia and below Asia. Okay, Asia is where you have China and Japan. So here's Vietnam. In the book, the men were here in Chulai, Chulai. I'm going to circle it with my little pointer. It's right there. Okay. All right. And then this is some of the ammunition they carried. This is an M60. Look at that for a second. Think about how heavy that must have been. Okay. So there's an introduction to Vietnam there for you. And we will get started on the actual lesson. Okay, so you will engage in an activity where you make meaning of things that you carry in your backpack or pockets in order to think critically and conceptually, okay? Specifically, you're going to engage in a creative interpretation of what the contents of your school bag or pockets reveal about yourself or a classmate. Well, we can't do that because no one's here. Because you will learn about the characters in the story based on what the characters carry. I'm going to highlight that. You're going to learn about the characters in the story, and you already should have started learning about them based on what they carry. All right, and what you're going to make connections to the author's lengthy description of the things the soldiers in his novel carry. So O'Brien is the author. Okay, your goal here is to make connections to that. Specifically, in order to give you a sense of what the author does in the first chapter of the novel, you will mimic his writing using the content of your school bags or pockets. You will write a sentence about yourself and the items. I will guide you through this, okay? So we're making connections here so you can have deeper reading comprehension. Okay, so here are the directions. I'm going to go through all of these before we do anything. I am going to use myself as an example. I'm going to empty my contents. So let me read through the whole thing first so you understand what's going on. Step 1, you're going to empty your pockets or school bag. Step 2, tell me what you carry with you for school on a daily basis. So whatever was in your school bag or pockets, by writing down what you carry here, right here, okay? It has to be appropriate. I don't want to see anything inappropriate, illegal, etc. So you're going to list it here, okay? So list it here, all right? Those, okay. Then we're going to move on to step 4 because no one's in the live lesson. You're going to select one sentence that is bolded and mimic the structure by replacing the words. Okay, I underlined with your own content. So you don't have to underline the words. So to illustrate what I mean, I will use the first sentence in this section and draft a sentence that makes up a story about me as a teacher based on the contents of my bag. Okay, so I'm going to use myself as an example here. Okay, hopefully you can see this. I'm going to minimize this. All right, here's the camera. Okay, whoops. I don't know if you can see this. I've got a water bottle, okay, and okay, I've got a water bottle. Maybe you can see this now. Water bottle, empty. All right, these are the things I carry. I've got extra lesson plans, and a Venn diagram because apparently who knows when on that might come in handy. I have an extra copy of a Venn diagram. All right, I have, woo, I have my Kindle because I like to carry the books that we're reading on my Kindle. All right. I have a very mini iPad. In case my laptop goes, I can use this. All right. I have another empty water bottle. Okay. And I have a notebook. All right. So, what does that tell you about me? Think about something. What does that tell you about me? The items that I carry tell you something about me. The items that you carry tell you something about you. Okay. Okay. So then we're going to go back to the notes. All right. And so based on what I showed you, I wrote this sentence. You see this? I just highlighted this in blue. All right. And it's based on this sentence. So to clarify, these bolded sentences are literally taken directly from the book, The Things They Carried. Okay? I wrote my own sentence here based on this sentence. I wrote my own sentence here mimicking this sentence. So, Miss Raymond, mimicking Henry Dobson, who's a character in the book, who was a large lady, okay, who was a big man, carried what? Extra work. You saw my extra lesson plans. She was especially willing to carry multiple materials for lesson planning. Okay? That mimics this sentence. That is all you're doing. You are writing one sentence based on this example or another example, which I will get into. You do not need to underline things. If you don't want to, you don't have to. To further explain this, here are additional examples from students who have completed this exercise in the past. Anne, who practiced tennis, carried extra clothes, a tennis racket, and sometimes a tennis ball. Jose, who was a smart student, carried extra books. He was especially fond of novels from the 1970s. Sadie, who was always hungry, carried a bag of chips and a Ziploc filled with celery sticks to satisfy her hunger. Okay, so you are going to empty out your bag or your pockets. You're going to list what you carry here, and you are going to write a sentence mimicking a line from the book. Okay, so you are going to choose one sentence and mimic the words with your own content, the own content of your pockets or bag. Choose one of these sentences. That's it. That's all you're doing. One of them, and you write one sentence mimicking it. Okay. The last thing you're going to do is you are going to watch this video for additional background on Vietnam and write down at least 3 things you've learned about Vietnam. This video right here. Okay? Write down what you learned about Vietnam. And that's it. Okay, contact me if you have questions.